Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Corey, better known as the Seaman, and I want to welcome you to another edition of the Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. Now, as hectic as life has been lately, I did get to the theater a couple times last week, and one of the movies I wanted to go check out, I'd been wanting to see for a while because I'd heard really good things about it. And then after Regina King won at the Globe and Globes, and pretty much has won it, I think she won the Critics' Choice and just everywhere that she has popped up, I was very, very interested in seeing this movie. And for Barry Jenkins following up Moonlight, this is a really, really solid follow-up. I really enjoyed this film. It works on all sorts of different levels. So I'm real pumped to talk about it, man. So pull up a chair, take a seat. We're getting ready to dive into If Beale Street Could Talk. And as I said, this is Jenkins's follow-up to Moonlight. It's based on a 1970s novel by James Baldwin. And what's really cool about this movie is the story. The story is really, really strong. And from what I read online, Jenkins did a really good job adapting it from the book to the screen. And you're gripped into the story right away. And it takes you on a pretty solid roller coaster ride. And it allows Jenkins to function in all the ways that Jenkins is really good, man. He excellent work behind the camera, as always, and really does a good job of kind of moving this story along and having it work on multiple scales, man. And this is a straight-up love story. This is a straight-up family drama. This is a movie that is super relevant and poignant, and has a lot to say politically, especially about race relations and stuff back in the 70s and how that still applies to today. And I just thought Jenkins did a really good job with the script, and like I said, behind the camera and everything with the movie. It just works really, really well. It moves nicely. It's well paced, and like I said, you're just sucked in by the story. And then give the fact that you have a really solid cast taking you through this. I was really, really quite impressed with several people in this movie. Starting first and foremost with Stephen James, who's our lead. He plays Alfonso Fani Hunt, one of our two leads. It's Stephen James and Kiki Lane, who plays Tish Rivers. And they're the ones that are in love. They've grown up together for forever. And now they're kind of in a serious relationship. Kiki has something that she's just kind of found out about. And, Fani gets arrested for something that he may or may not have done. That was one of the things I did like that Jenkins did, is he didn't reveal right away whether or not Fani was innocent. So you're kind of having to feel out the whole movie, but if you're taking what everyone is saying, it seems like he is. And their story is just so good, man. And, it's two kids that have known each other for forever, that just started to kind of get into this relationship, and then all of this stuff happens, and there's stuff going on with Tish. She's pregnant. I know there's a spoiler-free review, but it is a main point of the movie that Tish is pregnant right after Fani finds out she's pregnant right after Fani goes to jail. So the way they deal with that conversation and telling Fani's parents, there's a great sequence where Kiki Lane really, really stands out, and it was like at this moment in the movie that I really noticed something about her performance that I loved. And there's this whole scene with Fani's family and her family, and she's kind of breaking the news. And Fani's family, his dad certainly all about it, but his mom and his two sisters are kind of stuck up and do not like Tish at all, or they're not big fans of the family, which is strange because the dads get along so well, and they have we'll get to them, they have a wonderful moment too. But it was in this sequence where I realized something about Kiki Lane's performance. My thing with her, she's very quiet. She has a very quiet demeanor, and she's fairly quiet and kind of soft throughout the whole movie. And then all of a sudden in this scene, man, she steps up to the plate and lays down some truth, man. And I just sat there and I was like, man, the power and the strength of her silence just lends so much power to her words when she speaks. When she finally has a moment, it really, really pops because she's so strong, even when she is quiet and soft, and her performance is just so good. I really loved everything that she was doing. And like I said, her relationship and her chemistry with Stephen James, who plays Fani, I just loved watching that relationship. I loved watching that story unfold as we kind of get all the pieces together. And Stephen James does a really good job at playing a kid that you want to root for, right? Like the whole movie, you're hoping that Fonnie really is innocent. And when you eventually find out what happens, you've been in Fonnie's corner the whole way. Stephen James is really charismatic in the movie. And again, his chemistry with Kiki Lane, it just drives that relationship and really drives the movie between the two because that love story is so strong. But like I said, there's a really good family drama in here. You have two families dealing with, I think Kiki's only like 18 or 19, like dealing with a really young pregnancy, and their son going to jail and all this stuff that's going on with the two families. And Regina King, who plays Sharon Rivers, Kiki's mom, she's solid through the whole movie. Then there is a sequence where it is all about her. And Regina, it's what's winning her these awards because she knocks it out of the park. She plays a really, really counter type of mom to Fonnie's. And I just love the way that she, loves her daughter and will do anything that she can to try to help out. And what's going on with Fonnie's court case, Regina King takes it upon herself to help. And that sequence is just stellar. She's so, so good. Coleman Domingo, who plays Joseph Rivers, that's the dad. He's great. And I really do love Kiki's family. She's got a full family, mom, dad, sister, and everything that all of them are doing. They all just really pop, and I like the family unit and the way they kind of rally around Kiki, right? Like at first all kind of taken aback, but once they realize like, she has a baby and it's coming. It's not going away. The way they all rally around her and really give her a really wonderful support system. And you get that really firmly from Coleman Domingo, like he comes up and at first he's one of the ones that really is kind of taken aback. And, because Regina King finds out first and they tell the dad and the sister. And then he just is like, just big hug, right? And like just kind of enveloped. And I loved what he was doing. And then his relationship, with Michael Beach, who plays Frank Hunt. Oh my gosh, it's so good. These two guys make you smile the whole movie. Michael Beach is hysterical, and same thing. He's on the same par with kind of the rest of that family. And then the rest of Fonnie's family, Anjanou Ellis, who plays Mrs. Hunt. Oh man, do you just hate her? But like you can kind of feel for her a little bit, like understand some things about her, but you just like really dislike her. And she plays the role so well. And her daughters, Ebony Obsidian, who plays Adrian Hunt, and Dominique Thorne, who plays Sheila Hunt, do a really, really solid job with what they have to do and just kind of make you not like that part of their family. And it works really well, like I said, within that scene in the apartment. And then, of course, there's Tayana Paris, who plays Ernestine Rivers, who's Kiki's sister. And again, she's really, really strong too. One of those ones like just so supportive. And that lends a lot of credence to the family. The family support structure that Kiki has really lends a lot of good, riveting material when they're in the apartment. And that's the other thing too that I like about this movie. It's fairly simple as far as like what's going on. You're in an apartment for a lot. When we're at the jail and we're talking to Fonnie, we're in that place a couple different times. And a couple other places, but good chunks of the movie take place here. And it's a lot of exposition, but like I said, really, really good story stuff and a solid performance from everybody on the cast, not just the two families, but everybody that's involved in the movie does a really good job with pretty much everything they're asked. And like I said, I just thought that Barry Jenkins just delivered another fantastic product here. It is a really good movie. It's a solid story. The conclusion, everything, by the time you get to the end, the way it wraps up, you're just like, wow, man, like that was a really good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed If Beale Street Could Talk. But the question is, did you? If you've seen If Beale Street Could Talk, what'd you think, man? Did you like the movie? Did you have any problems with the pacing, or the acting, or the directing, or what was going on? Was the movie for you? Did you fall in love with the love story? Were you drawn more to the family drama and what was going on there, or what it has to say? Like I said, the finale of this movie has a lot to say, politically and about police relations back then, kind of how it ties here. So did that stuff work for you? Let me know everything you're thinking down below. If you haven't seen the movie, has the C-Man helped entice you wanting to go see If Beale Street Could Talk? I hope you do, man, because it's a really good movie, like I said, and Regina King's performance, something you want to see because she's most likely going to win the Oscar, and certainly well-deserving. I personally liked Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone a little bit better. We'll get there when we get to our Oscar conversations. But I loved Regina King. I love this whole cast. I really enjoyed this movie. So that's it, man. That's all we've got to say. Let us know what you're thinking down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe and little bell so you get alerts every time I make a new video. The Seaman's Cinema Sit Down. I'm the Seaman. Now I'm signing off. Peace. Well, oh, B, you guys are still here? You must be looking for some more content. Well, don't worry. Seaman's got you covered, man. You got videos like this guy and this guy. And if you haven't yet, and you want to come check out all the Seaman goodies, join the Cinema Sit Down squad, man. Hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the little bell down below that, too, so you can get alerts every time I make new videos.